Welcome to our session this afternoon. We are very excited to hear from Chardell Buchanan and to hear all of her expertise on caregivers and taking care of yourselves and ourselves. It's my privilege to introduce Chardell. She is my sister-in-law and the mother of my almost 15-year-old nephew, Benjamin Buchanan. So I'm going to read her bio because it describes her and her expertise so excellently. So we'll start with that. Chardell Buchanan is a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and dedicated parent, specializing in supporting families navigating the challenges of rare diseases, particularly focusing on enhancing the well-being of both children and parents through nutrition. Following her son Ben's diagnosis with Phelan-McDermid syndrome, Chardell experienced firsthand the toll it took on her own health while caring for him. Recognizing the critical need for caregivers to prioritize their own well-being, she applied her expertise in nutrition to optimize both Ben's health and her own. With a bachelor's degree in dietetics from Brigham Young University and a master's degree in community health and education from Brooklyn College, Chardell is equipped with a comprehensive understanding of the role nutrition plays in overall health. She has shared her insights on platforms such as the Rare Mamas Rising and Because We Are Strong podcasts, as well as Hatching for Health television show, where she discusses the significance of nutrition for families coping with rare disease. Please help me in welcoming Chardell to the stage.
Hi, everyone. We are back again. There we go. Oh, well, you get it. You're here in the Healthy Eating for Caregivers. So I'm guessing that if you're here, you're a caregiver, right? This whole conference has been about your child and what you can do to help your child. And now we're going to talk about you, because you are important too. I want you to know that. So we only have a little bit of time together, but during that time, we're going to be very productive. I hope that you're ready to get going. We're going to talk about a tool called the Plate Method. It's going to help you plan healthy meals, and we're going to give you some healthy meals. You're going to go home knowing what you're going to eat next week. So I want you to know this happens to all of us, especially as caregivers of a child with a rare disease, Phelan-McDermid syndrome. We don't take care of ourselves. Or we say, oh, it'll be fine. I'll worry about me later. I'll just eat whatever my kid doesn't eat, and it's not a big deal, right? But if you do that consistently, you're not getting enough sleep, you're not exercising, you're not eating well, it takes a toll on you. So you got to remember that in order to take care of your child, it's important for you to take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? You have to take care of yourself. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, and then I'm gonna give you a great tool. So I am kind of obsessed with nutrition, you could say. I could talk about this all day long, all facets of it, but we don't have that much time. We've only got 35 minutes before this entire conference ends. This is the last session of the last day. How many of you are first-time people? This is your first conference. Whoa! Okay, did it go good? You've loved it? Oh, I'm so glad. I am so glad. I was in your shoes once, and at our first conference, it was incredible. I'm going to cry thinking about it. Like that feeling of these people get me, right? My kid makes a noise, and people aren't staring at us because it's disturbing or bothering them. They're going, oh, that sounds like my kid, right? Oh, it feels so good to be here. It feels so good to be here, and you learn so much. And there is so much out there about the science and what we're learning about Phelan-McDermid syndrome and how we can help our kids. But I also know it can be really overwhelming to take all that in 3 days. And you may feel like on the verge of tears, right, as we're getting ready to leave. And how are you going to get back into the real world and you kind of almost need a buffer, like a little bit of time to decompress. And so they asked me to do this last session here and talk to you about healthy eating for you as a caregiver. I wanted to give you a gift. And I thought back to when I was at my very first conference, what would have been helpful for me? And what I want to do is give you the easy button so that when you go home tomorrow, the next day, whenever you're going home, meals are planned. Do you know, when I work with people, the number one complaint I get is, I am so sick and tired of coming up with what to have for dinner. Because by the end of the day, you're exhausted and somebody says, hey, Mom, what's for dinner? You don't want to think about it, right? Or you sit down with your partner and you're planning meals for the week and you say, what do you want? I don't know. It's really difficult to do that. And after you've been here at this conference for 3 days, I don't want you to have to worry about meals for the next week. I would plan it for you, but guess what? We're all different people. We have different tastes. We come from different cultures. So I'm not going to plan it for you, but I'm going to help you. You're going to plan your meals for the next week, okay? It's going to help you out. As a disclaimer, I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, which qualifies me to tell you all what to eat, but I'm not your personal dietitian, which means anything that I'm saying today, any recipes that I give you, it's all just general suggestions, okay? If you have an allergy to something that's in one of my recipes, please don't eat it, okay? Like, I don't want you to get sick. You know what's best for you and what's best for your child, and if you have any questions about if you should eat a food or not, you can consult with your doctor. That's totally fine. I can answer questions for you. I'm happy to do that, but ultimately, you're a grown-up. You're in charge of what you eat. Got it. Okay, cool. Here we go. We are going to cruise because we only have 35 minutes, and I really, really want you to go away feeling like I am set for the next week. So get your phones out. Make sure you've got, your fingers ready and you got your internet up, because I am going to give you a tool. This is my favorite thing in the entire world because it applies to every meal you're eating. It's going to make sure your meal is healthy every time. Is your mind blown? It's so fantastic. You're going to love it. And then we are going to plan some meals. Yes, we are going to plan some meals right here in this room. And then you're going to make a shopping list. And if you want to order those groceries before you even go home, fantastic. You can order it and have it delivered. So when you get home, it's sitting there and you already know food's taken care of for the week, okay? If you live in a different country and you don't have grocery ordering, that's totally fine. You can make a list of what you need to get at the store, okay? Are you ready? Everybody's ready? You got your phones? Okay. Don't look sleepy. This is called the plate method, and it's so easy. It's going to be your new bestie. Here's how it works. When we're talking about getting healthy food into your diet, we're just going to use this very, very simple picture, okay? You're going to take your plate, your dinner plate, and you're going to divide it right in half down the middle. You're going to fill half with fruits and vegetables. We talked about this morning in the other session that I led. Fruits and vegetables. We want fruits and vegetables. This is healthy food. They're filled with vitamins and minerals, and you want to fill half your plate. I mean, fill it up, okay? Got it? The second thing you're going to do is you're going to divide the other half of your plate. So now you have 2 quarters. 1 quarter is going to be filled with a whole grain, and the other quarter is going to be filled with lean protein source. That's it. I don't care what you're eating. You can apply the plate method and make it healthy. You want to see how? Okay. You're all so quiet. Here's what it looks like. So you can visualize this in your head. Anytime you're planning a meal, you just visualize this in the head. You're going to use it every time. Half fruits and vegetables, whole grain, lean protein. Got it? Everybody's got it? Okay. I love it. I really, that would be awesome if he was in context with me, wouldn't it? He's cheering me on. Okay, open the Notes app on your phone. If you don't have the Notes app on your phone, that's fine. Take out a piece of paper and a pen. Everybody ready? You got it? Okay, we're going to plan your meals. Make it look like this. I just put meal plan at the top. Whatever day you're getting home, whatever day you want to start planning with, that's fine. That's the day you put first, okay? If it's not Monday for you, if you're going home tonight, you can put Sunday. If you're not going to, are you going to Legoland or what is it in this mall? Nickelodeon World? Nickelodeon? Whatever you're doing, whatever day you get home, put that as your first day, okay? Got it? Everybody's got it. Now, this is how I plan meals. It's different from a lot of people, so hang with me here. Think about what sounds good. What sounds good to you? You've been at a conference for 3 days where you've done nothing but absorb information. Do you need a dinner that's like your family's favorite, it's your go-to, it's really easy to make? Do you need a dinner that's like your comfort food while you decompress from this wonderful conference? What do you need? What's your comfort food? What's a food for you that you think like, that sounds really, really good to me this week? I want you to pick a day and write down just the main thing, whatever it is. I don't care, is it tacos, whatever it is. Write down on one of these days, put your favorite, a meal that you think that really sounds good to me. Does everybody have that on one day? Okay, now, I'm gonna give you, because I know how hard this is to plan meals, I'm gonna give you a list of a bunch of main dishes. And I want you to look at the list, and then I want you to say, oh yeah, that one would fit, I would eat that, put it on a day. That one sounds good, put it on a day. If you've got another recipe that you really like, put it on a day. We're just gonna assign a main dish to a day, got it? Now, listen up. The recipes that I'm gonna give you, the meals that I'm gonna give you right now, I have chosen these specifically because these are foods that kids like to eat. You got kids, right? You're here because you got kids. These are foods that Ben likes to eat. These are foods that are really easy to make, and I've made them healthy for you. What? Yeah, because I like you. I did it for you. So here we go. You're gonna look at this list. These are just some ideas, Pick one, pick two, pick three. Assign them to days. And if you need recipes, I've got you covered. That's right, because I've been where you've been and I know how hard this is. So you click that QR, or you capture that QR code. It'll take you to a link that has all the recipes. Take a minute, check them out, see what you think. And I know you're like, pizza, Chardell, pizza's healthy? Yes, pizza can be healthy. I'm giving you a recipe for a whole wheat crust. I'm giving you, you can load all the veggies you want on that pizza. Okay? These are things that kids like, they're easy for kids to eat. Pick some, put them in. I gotta say, when we plan meals this way, it makes it super easy because you don't have to stress too much about it. We're gonna plan these meals in just a matter of minutes. And you can do this every week when you're planning your meals for your family, okay? And you can make them healthy. It can be really, really easy to eat healthy. Because as a caregiver, you gotta take care of yourself. And that includes the mental stress of planning meals for your family. And I know if you're having some hesitations about like what my kid can eat, what my kid can't eat, and adaptations, don't worry, we're gonna get there. But right now you're just writing down the main ideas. Does everybody have their main ideas? You do? Great. Nice job. A+ over here on the front. Well done. Okay, here we go. So now your page should look like this, yes? I filled in and I got pizza, tacos, pasta, chicken, salmon. That's what we're gonna have. We just got the main idea assigned to every day. Everybody has this, right? Okay, next. What we need to do now is we need to use the plate method that you just learned a minute ago, and we're gonna round these meals out and make them healthy. How do we make them healthy? We add a whole grain, and we add a fruit and a veg. Fruit and a veg. We're gonna fill that half of the plate. When we're talking about healthy eating, you probably already know this. Fruits and vegetables are very healthy for you. Whole grains are very healthy for you. They have all the vitamins and minerals. They're packed, they're loaded with good stuff. These are foods that we consider nutrient dense. So we wanna make sure that we get them on our plates because they got a lot of good nutrients in them. They're gonna make you feel good. The more of these you eat, the better you're gonna feel. Okay, as you're looking at your days and you're thinking about what fruit can I add with this one, what vegetable can I add, guess what? There's no right answers. Fruits and vegetables, you did it right. You did it right, okay? You get to choose what ones. I'm gonna give you some ideas right here that you can look at. So for whole grains, if you're gonna have pasta one night, why don't you try a whole grain pasta? Why don't you try half whole grain pasta? This is a trick that I've shared, you've probably heard, if you've listened to me at all, you've heard me say this before. I like to take, for having pasta for dinner, half of whatever it takes to feed my family, half that measurement with whole wheat pasta and half with white pasta. One of those two, depending on what shape your noodles are, is gonna take about 2 minutes longer to cook. So I take whatever one takes longer, and I dump that in the boiling water, and I set the timer for 2 minutes. And then when the timer goes off, I take the other half of the amount that we need that's going to take less time, and I dump it in the water with the one that's already been boiling, and I set the timer for the remainder of the time. Then when it's done, all the pasta's done at the same time, and you just did at least half whole grains. Ba-bam! It's so easy. Okay, so if you're choosing whole grain pasta, that's great. Brown rice, these are all whole grains on this side. If you're going to do tacos, use whole grain tortillas. Okay, if you're going to do pizza, maybe you want to try out my whole wheat pizza crust. You can also purchase whole wheat pizza crust, but maybe you want to try and make it. It's really easy, it's really fast. I gave you the recipe. Remember, when you're filling your plate with fruits and vegetables, it doesn't have to be a salad every time. Isn't that nice? It doesn't have to be a salad every time. You can just cut up some zucchini and stick it on the side of the plate. You can eat it raw, that's fine. The fruits and vegetables that I've listed here are just some ideas. There are plenty more. Pick ones your family likes, pick ones your child likes. So now you've filled it in, right? You've got your main dish, you've listed out what your whole grain is, and you've listed a fruit and a vegetable for each meal. Have you done this? Are you getting close? Yeah? Y'all are so quiet still. If you haven't, that's okay. We can take a little bit longer. But I just want you to think about what else could I add? But that's basically it. Now your meal plan looks like this, and you have meals planned for the week, for your family. How many minutes was that? Was somebody timing us? Like 10, maybe? What? So fast. So fast. And you did it. And now you've got meals ready to go that you know are going to be healthy. It's so easy, right? So these are just the examples that I put. We're going to have pizza with whole wheat crust. We're going to put a salad on the side, and we're going to have some apples. I already told you we're going to load that pizza up with vegetables. I don't really count pizza toppings as half of my plate. That's why we're adding a salad on the side. Does that make sense? Tuesday, tacos. We're going to use whole grain tortillas to make those. Got a bunch of stuff to put in. On the side, we're going to have some cucumbers and some mangoes. It's not like really hard. It can be very, very simple. Cut up the fruit and put it on the plate. Okay? And we talked about this earlier, but if your child, if you want to help your child to be more independent, you can offer a choice. You could cut mangoes and strawberries and ask your child, which one do they want? Maybe they choose both, maybe they only choose one. That's totally fine. We just want to offer fruits and vegetables. They'll have that play with it, and you're doing a good job if you do that, okay? So there we go. We've got a pretty varied diet for the week, right? So now we know these meals are healthy. We're ready to go. We know what we're having. This is the last step. It's probably the most important step, so I don't want you to forget to do this. We're going to make a grocery list. If you live in another country, you don't have grocery delivery or online ordering, that's fine. Right below what your menu is, just write the things that you need to purchase. I bet most of you in here could say, like, I already know that I have pasta at home, or I already know that I have tomato sauce at home, or whatever, right? But if you think, I don't know if I have that, just go ahead and put it to your list so that you can order it. If you live in the United States and you have grocery ordering online or grocery delivery, you want to just do it right now? Because that's super duper easy, and we can have it delivered to your house. So when you get home, the groceries are there. I think we should do it. Here's what I want you to do. You're going to check the ingredients. There's the recipes again if you need them. You're going to check the ingredients and see what do you have and what do you not have. Now, this is not like I'm not an affiliate for them. Okay, Instacart isn't paying me to say this. I'm just saying I use Instacart. I love them. They deliver to my house. They will also shop for you in store, and you can just go pick it up. But guess what? Walmart does that too. And Walmart doesn't charge you. There's probably a grocery store by your house that will either shop for you or deliver the groceries to you. Okay, use whatever one you like. I like to think of that little $3.99 fee as self-care. It's like getting a massage. No? Well, anyway, it should be, because it's really, really inexpensive for someone else to do the shopping for you. If you don't want to pay a fee, use somewhere like Walmart. If you want to use Instacart, that's my code. It will give you $10 off your first order. Please don't feel pressured. If you don't want to, you don't have to, okay? No pressure. I enjoy them. I like to use them. If you want to, you can as well. So while you're making that list, I just want to talk a little bit more about healthy eating. So I'm going to talk at you while you're writing your list. Well, let me ask this. In all these little groups of people, is one person making the list and doing all the planning and the other one's holding your hand? Yeah. Guess what? You can both do it. You totally can. It doesn't have to just be one person's responsibility, especially when it's this easy, right? You could both do it. You could have somebody plan the meals and you could have somebody else order the groceries or pick them up on their way home from work or whatever. This could be a group thing. You could do it together. Here's why it's so important. Okay, as parents, when we're taking care of our kids, I feel like we think that we can just go forever. And as we just heard from the last speakers, right? It's not possible. You're going to get burned out. You have to take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of your child. You've probably had those days, I think Amy was talking about when, it's been 24, 48 hours since you've had like decent sleep and everything's fuzzy and you're not yourself. It's the same way with nutrition. If you're not taking care of yourself nutritionally, like giving yourself good fuel to run on, you can't really take great care of your child, right? You show up to the doctor's appointment and you're grumpy and you're mean with the doctor and you're frustrated because you didn't eat breakfast because you were trying to hustle to get out of the house on time to the therapist or the doctor or whoever. Or this happened to me, actually. We were at Shriners getting, doing an eval for Ben, and it was an all-day thing. We were there all day. Mark was working, and so I had taken the kids. It was actually just Anna and Ben at the time. And we get to Shriners, and I didn't pack snacks. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realize it was going to be an all-day thing. I mean, I knew, but I didn't really understand how hard it was going to be. And we had all these appointments, and I didn't have stuff with me. And when it got time for lunch, I was really hungry. And, it's Shriners, so there's just, kid food there, mostly. We went to the cafeteria, and I was like, I can't do this today because I've got Ben, and I've got Anna, and I need to help him eat, and I don't want him to elope, and I got to carry a tray and find a table, and we've got all this baggage, and it was too much. And so I said, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna eat whatever they don't eat. I'll just eat some leftover fries, but I'm gonna get a Coke, and I'll be fine. I wasn't fine because we can't live on French fries and Coke. How many of us are trying to live on those fumes? Like, caffeine is keeping us going, right? And it's okay. Sometimes we need that. Sometimes you have to do that to get through. But I want you to take care of yourself, and the best way you can do that is to start with nutrition. Just start fueling yourself a little bit better. Because when you show up to the doctor's appointment and you feel like, I had a great breakfast, I know what I'm having for lunch, dinner's already planned, it's waiting for us at home. When I get home, that crock pot is gonna be ready to go. You can show up better as an advocate for your child if you are taken care of. But you're the one who has to take care of you, right? So I think it's really important to do that. And that's why I wanted to give you this meal plan with these recipes and get your groceries ordered for the week, because I feel like that's just one little way that I can help you care for yourself. It's really important that we do. Okay, does everybody have your list written? Did anybody go ahead and order groceries? Because if you did, I think you need a high five. Anybody order them? You did? Did you make a list? You had them ordered? You should be up here giving this talk. That's right. Well done. When did you order them? Yesterday. Look at you on top of things. When are you going to be home? Are you getting them delivered? You're going to pick them up on your way home? After you get home. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. When we travel, even if we just take a car trip, a lot of times on the ride home, we make our meal plan together in the car, and I order the groceries right there while we're driving, and we swing by the store on our way home. Sometimes if your car's really full, you can't do that. You got to go home and unload first, but it's so nice to know that when you get home, food's already taken care of, okay? Anybody else get theirs ordered already? Did you plan healthy meals? Let's put you on the spot. They're healthy for you? Good. That's good. You got fruits and vegetables? Yeah. You got some whole grains? Well done. Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay. How much extra time do you have? That seems like a lot. Is that a lot? Okay, I applaud you. And I'm not being rude. Like, I sincerely, like, that's amazing. I don't have that much. It's not. You're doing great. No, I'm applauding you. I really want you to know, like, I think that's fantastic. That's great. Well done. Yeah. Wonderful. More vegetables are always good. For me, and I don't know if this is the same for anybody else in here, but I'm usually pretty tired, and I personally love the plate method because I don't have time to measure things out, and I don't have time to meal prep a whole bunch of weeks, like the entire week worth of meals, and put them in fancy containers and put them in the fridge color-coded. I don't have time to do that. I have time to do the plate method. I can do the plate method when I'm out at a restaurant. So for me, that's why I really love this method. So I wanted to share it with you because I think it's really, really easy to put into any life, a busy life. Does everybody have their lists now? Yes? How does it feel? Do you need to give your neighbor a high five? Yeah, I like the high fives. Nice, you did it. Well done. Okay, now, if you've got a kid who needs some adaptations, tell me, what are they? Shout them out. Let's adapt right now. No dairy. Perfect. You're not going to give your kid dairy. That's pretty easy, right? Okay, some of my recipes have cheese. Just leave that out. Okay, what else? Gluten-free. Okay, there are quite a few recipes that I gave you that are gluten-free, right? Yeah, you can totally do this. Nobody has any chewing issues? Texture issues? Some? What is it, chewing or texture? Chewing. So all of these meals, right? You know how to adapt them. You feel competent? Yeah, great, you're good. Keeping it up. Does this anybody else feel that way? She said the first week is great, and then after that, she kind of falls off the train. Talk to me. Tell me, what do you think gets in the way? What makes it seem hard? What? Life. Anybody else? What makes it seem hard after the first week? You're tired? Yeah. Darla, yes. Yes. Okay, who on your list this week? Right. On your list this week, if you have anything that you think I gotta pull whatever out of the freezer, make yourself a note right now the day before. Do it. Add it to your list. On Monday night's dinner, or let's say for Tuesday, you need to pull down some ground beef for the tacos you're gonna have, right? On Monday's night, right next to Monday's dinner, put in parentheses, pull down the beef for tomorrow. Do it. Yeah, you can. Me personally, no. I do it when we need more meals. I tend to do it weekly. So I usually plan 6, maybe 7 meals because often we'll have a leftover or we'll go out or whatever. By the way, planning to eat out is totally fine, okay? If you want to say, Friday night we're going out because it's the end of the week and I'm not cooking, just put it on your list. Put it on your plan. We're eating out. It's fine. Anyway, if you plan 3 days at a time, you're going to need to do it more often, right? Than if you planned 5 or 7 days at a time. So it really depends on what works for your schedule. And it depends how many people are in your house. Are you the only one planning meals? Then maybe you want to do it more days at a time. If you and your partner or you and your child who's old enough to do this want to switch off, then you say, I'll do, Monday through Thursday and you take the Friday and the weekend. Make it easier for yourself. And if you have kids who are old enough to plan meals, which by the way, my 10-year-old can plan a meal, your kids can plan meals. Your kids can cook for the family. Let them do it. Maybe not your PMS child, but your other children, okay? Your PMS child can help in the kitchen. I'm getting way off. Picky eaters. What are you going to do? What kind of things are they picky about? Okay, but your mom, right? And you know your child, you've known them for a while now. Yeah, and you know what the preferences are. Okay, so I want you, because as a parent, this is our right. We get to offer our children whatever food we want. It is their responsibility to decide whether or not they want to take your offering. So, Darla, for you, what I want you to do is you're saying, my child is picky with, give me a food that they won't touch. Won't touch mushrooms. But you're going to have pizza, right? Like, I'm making this up. You're going to have pizza, and you've got some mushrooms out there. I want you to... Oh, okay. The mushrooms are already in. It's fine. Let them pick them out. How many people in here have a food that they're like, I never eat that because I think it's disgusting? Does anybody have a food that you're like, that's gross? Yeah, we all have this. So it's okay for our kids to have a food or two that they're like, not eating it. It's fine. It's actually 100% totally, perfectly normal. And so that's fine. If you feel like mushrooms, we learned about, it can be really, they have a lot of good vitamins, minerals, and protein in them. Maybe we want our child to eat more mushrooms. We can start by just offering it. And offering means just setting it out for them to see. That is an offering. Okay? And then maybe we offer them again the next week, and we set it out, and maybe we get it close to our child's plate. And then maybe we put it on the plate. Oh no, how much time? That's a 5? That's a 1? That's a 15? What is 5, thank you. You're offering this to your child in a way that makes it safe for them. Most kids, and I'm talking like typically developing kids, 15 to 20 times for them to see a food and like have an interaction with it before they'll even try it. So it's gonna be the same for our kids, probably even more. So just continue to offer and be okay if they don't eat it. It's fine. They're eating plenty of other foods, right? If picky eating is a really like a big problem, some of our kids have a lot of, I would say like a sensory issue where there's only certain foods that they will eat. I want you to email me because we can talk about some ways that we can work through that. But you're doing the right thing, darling. You're just going to keep offering it. And if your child picks all the mushrooms out, fine. Fine. It's totally fine. Okay? All right, I'm going to move on. Hopefully in this session, you learned that healthy meals are really easy, that you can do this. This is one thing that you can do for yourself and your whole family, really, that's easy. You just did it in, what did we say, 15 minutes? 15 minutes. You planned a whole week worth of meals that you know are healthy. You can do this again. When you go home and you have those 5 days planned, maybe on day 5 when you're on your last meal, maybe before you all get up from the table, you say, hey guys, what sounds good for you for dinner next week? What have we got going on? Are we going to a ball game? Do we need to have a meal that we can take with us? Are we gonna go out with grandma and grandpa? Like, plan it right there with your family. This doesn't have to be all on one person, okay? When you use that plate method, you know you're getting a healthy meal. Why? Because you're including fruits and vegetables for half of the plate. Automatically healthy, check. You're getting in whole grains, and you're getting in lean sources of protein. Those have all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients that you need. So you know it's gonna be healthy when you do that. And when you're taking care of yourself, you're really taking care of your child. You really are. So, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for interacting and allowing me to ask you personal questions about what food you eat. But honestly, it's my honor to be here. I'm so thankful that they asked me to present today, and hopefully this gift of meals planned for the next week is something that is useful and helpful for you. If you need those recipes one more time, they're right there. And if you have any questions, you can email me or reach out to me on Instagram through DM, and I'm happy to help you. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Chardell. I know I'm feeling very inspired to get my list ready, so thank you for all of the great ideas, and thank you for making this so interactive. We're going to pull the polling up to see if we have any questions. I know some of them were answered live in the moment here. We don't have a lot of time for questions, but if there is a couple, we'll see what we have. So you guys know the deal. There's the URL and the QR code you can go ahead and scan.
And if you don't, that's totally fine too. Last day, last session. Hopefully this was straightforward.
it was straightforward for me.
It was? Okay, good.
I felt so, yes, definitely.
Yeah, and honestly, in the work that I do, I work mostly with parents. That's who I help. I do help kids also, but for the work that I do, I help moms and dads. And I honestly thought I would be helping moms more, but I get just as many dads as moms. So.
All right, we got some questions coming in here. How do you manage meals when traveling or long days away from home?
Yeah, we flow with it. Especially when you're traveling, you do your best to use the plate method. You do your very best, and then you let go of the guilt. Okay? Especially like if you're traveling to a brand new city and they're known for, like, we went to Philadelphia, they're known for Philly cheesesteaks. I'm getting a Philly cheesesteak, right? It's part of traveling. It's part of your emotional and mental well-being is to be able to just enjoy food. So when we travel, we do our best. Oftentimes we will pack food with us, especially for breakfast if we're staying at a hotel that doesn't have breakfast. And that gives you a lot of control over the food you're eating. And then we just don't worry about it. If you're going out to lunch, order a salad, order a fruit cup on the side, ask for a whole grain bun or brown rice. Do your best. But really don't stress about it too much, okay? Because let's be honest, as families with a child who has PMS, how often are you really traveling? I mean, you're not, right? If you travel for your job a lot, send me an email because Mark used to travel a lot and he would text me pictures of what he was eating and I would, give him a thumbs up. I'll do the same for you. I can help you out. But that's what we do. If we're traveling, you do the best you can.
Yes, thank you. We got a lot, actually, questions coming in here, and some are being thumbs up. So I'm going to go with this one that has a couple of likes. How do you curb overeaters? Seems she is never full.
Okay, for your child, right? Or are we talking about ourselves? For your child. For your child, the thing with PMS kids, because we're talking about a PMSer here. Yeah, for your PMS child, that oral stimulation, they need that. So what I would recommend or suggest you try, when your child seems like they're just not full enough, offer fruits and vegetables. And all you have to do is if they're raw, you just cut them up. I put them out. I choose ones that are not going to be a choking hazard because inside of there, they're getting vitamins, minerals, but they're getting fiber. You're going to offer a lot. You're not just going to offer bananas. You're going to offer bananas. You're going to put out a banana. You're going to put out some strawberries. You're going to put out a cucumber. That's okay. All those. She can eat them all. Okay? And it's totally fine. She'll keep snacking. That's fine. But those are very low-calorie foods, but also very high nutrition. Fiber is interesting because in our bodies don't register, oh, I've had enough fiber and full, until it gets to the large intestine. So when we eat fiber, it takes a while for it to get down there before you get a signal from your gut saying, whoa, we're good. So for our kids, the more fiber we can get into them and protein, that's a lean source of protein, so like a cheese stick, those two things signal the brain that I'm full. And I know in our kids, a lot of times their fullometer is not working great. That's what I would suggest you start with. If you're still having trouble, you send me an email, okay? Okay.
All right, I'm going to go with two more here because we're running out of time. One I think is a quick question, and a couple people liked it. Do you have a recommendation for a good gluten-free pasta that's not terrible?
Oh, it's so hard, right? Because pasta kind of needs gluten to stick together and be delicious. I will say the chickpea pasta. You've probably tried that one, yeah? I don't know who's asking this. Have you tried the chickpea? Tinkiata. Oh, I don't know that one. Oh, you're making a recommendation. Did you hear this? Tinkiata. I don't know who asked the question, but she's got one. I like chickpea, but I will say the chickpea pasta kind of falls apart. Where'd you buy it? Walmart. There you go. Put it on your list.
Trader Joe's has a good brown rice pasta too.
Brown rice pasta? Look at this. We're crowdsourcing here.
All right, we're going to end with this one. How do we get teens to choose healthier options rather than junk food?
Should we ask some
key
teens?
question?
Teens. I will say it's basically the same thing as with your younger kids and your PMS kids. Keep offering it. Keep offering it. The truth is you can't force anybody to eat anything, right? You can't. But you keep offering it. And I will say one of the best ways to get your child to eat a food, whether your child is a teen or a young child, is to eat it yourself. You can't tell your kid you have to eat vegetables and then you don't eat them. You can't. If you want your child to eat them, you gotta show them by example, but continue to offer it. And especially if you have fresh fruits and vegetables and they are at eye level when they open the fridge and they're in a good, like they can see them and maybe they're even already washed and ready to go, that's a great way to encourage them to eat them. Keep offering, keep offering, keep offering. Is that it?
Yeah, so I think we're going to cut off the questions here. A lot more came in, and I know there's some great ones. So we are collecting all the questions. We will make sure to get them to you so that we can follow up with the community and get those answered.
Thank you.
But please join me again in thanking Chardell for this amazing presentation.
Thank you, everyone.
And with that, we have 12 minutes until our closing session. I can't believe it's already that time and this week has flown by. But if you guys can be back in your seats around 4 o'clock, we are going to wrap up this amazing week. Thank you so much.